The purpose of all of creation is Hashem's desire to give. And what He gives is a relationship with Him. For that purpose, He created all sorts of different situations that give us opportunities to connect to Him in different ways. All the different experiences we have in life are different opportunities to create Hashem, to relate to Hashem, to connect to Hashem in different ways. He created our personalities. Our personalities also have so many different phases. And every one of them is another opportunity to connect to Hashem. The period of mourning that begins tomorrow gives us the opportunity to connect to Hashem through pain. When we talk about pain, it makes people feel uncomfortable. In this generation, forgive me, but the number one value is comfort. Not just physical comfort, even more so emotional comfort. Everyone's so busy not leaving their comfort zone. When I grew up, there was no such thing as a comfort zone. Life was life, and you had to put up with lots of things. But that's where we are today, face it. So of course, pain makes people feel very uncomfortable. But pain is so powerful. Emotional pain reaches the depths of your whole existence in a way that nothing else does. And it was created so that we can also have a relationship with Hashem through it. So our first challenge in this period of time is to actually feel pain. Accept the challenge. Be willing to live with the pain, to feel it, to take a candid look at the Jewish nation and understand it's almost 2,000 years of exile. Understanding what went on right here in the days that the Beis Hamikdash stood. To us is like it's surreal. Almost sounds like, Lord, did it really happen? Open miracles, prophets walking the streets. Murphy's laws didn't exist. Everything worked. The way the Gemara describes it, fruits and vegetables tasted good. If you wanted to eat healthy, you didn't have to eat straw. You didn't need brewer's yeast and wheat germ. In the days of the Beis Hamikdash, the healthiest foods were fat meat and red wine. What are they telling us that for? We're into food on that level. You need the Gemara to tell you that. It means everything worked. You didn't have to choose between enjoying life and being healthy. It was one and the same. I mean, face it, this world was created for us. Why should it be? Why should it be that things just don't work? We don't even expect them to anymore. Sounds like a dream. Where it says people would come, you'd hear the Levium singing, and everybody did a complete tshuva. You didn't go to sleep at night before becoming a Baal Tshuva Gemur, which means you did tshuva for every one of your averis. You were perfect. You went to sleep perfect. We don't know what that's like. What is that? Open miracles. So you shouldn't for 1 second think that this world was an accident. Or that the creator is out to lunch, Chalila. This is like ancient history. That's the way it was supposed to be. To feel the pain. To feel the pain first and foremost of what we're missing. To feel the pain of the state of the Jewish nation. Hashem created this world to give us opportunity to connect to Him. And most Jews don't know He exists. And on some level, as much as we can really get ourselves to connect to it, the pain of the Creator who created to give, and so few are ready to accept. That's really what we're supposed to be feeling. But if that's too lofty, too detached, too far back in history, God's feelings, what does that do with me? So then you can just read about Jewish suffering. October 7th, we were all shocked, but you know something? That was repeated so many times in the history of our people. Pogroms were part of life. Jews were burnt at the stake. Just to think of Jewish suffering. Feel the pain. Allow yourself to feel the pain. Don't be afraid of it. Really feel it. Because when you really feel pain, you reach parts of yourself that you never reached before. And then, what do you do with this pain? That's another level. The most primitive way of dealing with pain is to turn it into anger. The Jewish way of dealing with pain is to turn it into a craving for closeness to Hashem. Hashem, we miss you. You've been in hiding for too long. All this pain is just Hashem's hiding. We miss you. It's a pain filled with love. Sure, you cry, but that deep feeling of pain, that deep feeling of wanting for Hashem to come back to us, that creates a beautiful relationship. When you crave his closeness, you feel so close. The culmination of the 3 weeks is Tisha B'Av. The night of Tisha B'Av, we read Eicha. Many repeat it by day as well. But when it's read at night, the last parak of Eicha describes some of the morbid scenes, what it looked like at the time of the destruction. Hunger, famine, Jews eating human flesh. It's morbid. It's also so painful. And then we conclude, Hashivenu Hashem Elecha v'Nashuva. Bring us back to you and we'll come back. It's telling us very, very clearly what the purpose of it all was. To crave that closeness. Hashem, come back to us and we'll come back to you. And that's something that the congregation all reads together. As if that's the conclusion. We just read about all these terrible things. The tune of Eicha, wailing, lamenting. And what's the conclusion? Hashem, come back to us, a craving. The return. You know, when it all comes together again. Is described in the Navi, B'v'chi yava'u. They will come crying with tears. There is such a difference between finding out something good or a happy ending to something terrible. All the years of suffering are going to culminate not just in an end to the suffering, but a deep-felt joy that will come right out of the pain. Because pain is so much deeper than joy. And when the joy comes from pain, when the pain turns into joy, you have all of that depth of feeling going into the joy. So it tells us all those who are misabel, who wail over the destruction, They are the ones that are going to be able to be happy with the rebuilding. It would seem that there's a direct relationship between the degree to which you felt the pain and the degree to which you're going to feel the joy. That deep pain, depending on whatever level of depth you attain, that's what's going to turn into joy. A direct correlation. So there's an emotion we have to develop. Don't run away from it. Feel it. It is without question the most powerful emotion that God created in us. Deep pain, but got to be used properly.